to you from Beaufort, South Carolina. It's the Black Sheep Podcast.
Oh, hey! Didn't see you there. While you're here, you might as well subscribe for our channel. We'd really appreciate it. Come on, go ahead. Oh, wait. Got a nice cold beer. Please subscribe.
What's up, fellas?
Another day, man. Another day.
Fine day.
Another
fine
day, another $0.25.
$0.25 per hour.
You get paid?
I actually just watched that the other day, and I was laughing hysterically.
What the what's
We're the Millers?
Yeah, we're the Millers.
What? The movie. Yeah.
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 That's a great movie.
The film.
Yeah, just
Jason
like
Sudeikis, right?
So
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
My Best Friend's Wedding, just like that film.
Yeah, it's great. Oh,
What
we
a
need to go ahead and stop
That is
including
a
that.
quintessential part of my childhood, actually.
Yeah. These two go hand in hand.
Cameron Diaz, Julia Roberts.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
What a movie.
Great movie. Julia Roberts is the best. She plays in.
Oh no, she's not from Rhode Island. That's Deborah Messing. Never mind.
Yeah, me and her go way back.
Me, James Woods.
All right, so have you guys heard about the Mobile leprechaun?
I think you'd have to refresh my memory.
It's a fairly viral video. I know that it was even on Tosh.0. Growing up, like that was like the video, like when YouTube was in its heyday. I remember like my friend coming over and showing me that, and me just thinking like, "There's no way that this is a real." Pull it up. There's no way that this is a real video, but it is an actual real news report, and it's from Mobile, Alabama. Pull that up, Brandon.
I'll pull it up right now.
I know what you're gonna do.
Internet's a little slow here.
No, it's good.
Is this the one when
How do you spell it?
there's a
Yeah.
leprechaun in a tree or something? Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there's
There's
remixes.
a remix. There's
Sure
a
there
song. Is it this
Yep,
one?
that's that one right there. Wait, go down. Go down. It might be. Looks like it's too short.
We don't have that much time.
Some people in the Triton area of Mobile say
Mobile.
leprechaun taking up residence in their neighborhood. A leprechaun. DC-15 Brian Johnson.
A leprechaun.
Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Triton community. Many of you bring binoculars to
At night.
take pictures.
How old is this?
Pretty old.
I got to look up in the tree. Who else did leprechaun say
Oh yeah, I see a leprechaun.
eyewitnesses say the leprechaun only comes out at night. If you shine a light in its direction, it suddenly disappears.
This is real.
Amateur sketch. It says.
Believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations.
What are they doing?
Watch.
My theory is it's casting a shadow from the other limb.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Somehow I think it might actually
This-
be a bracket.
This guy
Is he wearing a bulletproof vest?
says he's prepared for his encounter with the leprechaun. He's suited up from head to toe.
This was our spells right here.
What's that lip roller? What is that?
It's a steel pipe.
Pipe bomb.
Does he think he has taken on the IRA?
He said it's a pipe that's been handed down from his family for generations.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna run a back door uproot that tree. I wanna know where to go. I want to go.
This could not be real.
This is absolutely real.
This is Brian Johnson, NBC 15 News.
Holy
He
crap.
can't even keep a straight face.
That is hilarious.
That's good stuff.
It's just so funny to think that like places in America are like that.
Oh my god.
Just
What a
you know.
beautiful country we live in.
That is funny. So, I want to see if any of you guys had any shit your pants stories, because
Jeez.
to come off of the potty podcast that we talked about numerous
We
times.
haven't talked about it on here, though.
No, we haven't. But we've talked about the potty podcast, which is our original idea for a podcast.
Potty podcast.
It was to film a podcast in a bathroom.
In a bathroom. Great acoustics.
Mhm.
And I just think, not like going to the bathroom. We're just sitting there, just uncomfortable.
It's so crazy. It just might
It
work.
might.
It might.
But
No
you know,
one's
we
done
could
it.
transform a studio into sitting on a couple of porcelain thrones, and we just sit there.
It'd be pretty interesting to have
our legs going to sleep.
You guys ever seen the pictures of like those toilets that'll be like the dueling toilets? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like a public bathroom and there'll be two toilets like facing each other and there's
Like-
no stall.
Boot camp.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
it's like you're
that.
face to face with another person just standing in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like,
hey, how's that shit going over there? Like, that's good.
Yeah, that's
you guys were always only allowed to have like, we were only allowed to use like 2 stalls.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to touch the curtains
Yeah, couldn't open.
until I was sitting there in that first stall where you come around and you can see that one. Sitting there, enjoying my moment to myself, and who walks in? My first recruit division commander. And that is when we were able to use the curtains again. He was like, well, use the curtains.
I
don't want to see that.
I'll never unsee that. Put those curtains back.
Did you guys ever have like a designated stall for that action?
For
We didn't
pooping?
talk about it.
No?
No.
For the other
I knew he was
things.
talking about it.
First of all, I never did that in boot camp. I don't know about you guys. Never happened once. I don't know if we
No,
should be
that's
talking about that, but so, we talked about last podcast. They put stuff in the food, you know.
We'll see how this podcast
I forgot we talked about
snowballs
that.
and creates a rating, and we'll see if that those type of stories become.
So
I thought we were doing a PG, like 13 and under type of.
Yeah,
type
I
of
mean,
thing.
PG-13.
when you go on YouTube, it says, "Is this made for kids?" and you have to check yes or no. And I always put no, it's not made for kids.
I wonder if Jeffrey Epstein would mark that it's for kids or not.
Oh!
So
He didn't kill himself, by the way.
any shit your pants stories?
I mean, yeah. I
well,
one
share
comes to
them.
mind.
Share the shit your pants.
There I was, 18 years old,
Oh,
about to graduate high school. Or go to prom. It was May 2018, and it's
I've seen that picture. I've seen it.
yes, better days.
You had a good looking date.
Oh,
What was
if
the-
She
what was the
watches
year?
this.
Old Dan
she'll
was the
probably
man back in the day. Getting
There I was. We were actually hanging out with the prom dates, and I looked at my friend. I was like, "Yo, we gotta go. I'm not gonna make it because I wasn't gonna use her house, you know." And one of her friend or my friend, "Hey, you give me a ride home?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't know if I have
I
time.
got places to go.
Yeah,
People
we
to
gotta
see.
go." And I was like, "Get in the car. We're leaving." And I'm speeding across town. Luckily, my best friend, dad's a cop, so we had, we were good. We were clear. Green lights all the way.
we got a Brown Town coming through. Go ahead and clear the roads for him.
About halfway, yeah, I'm losing this battle. I'm just straight. I'm rigid.
Prairie
And-
dogging.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I'm just straight trying to clench. My friend's like, "Don't you move the car. Don't you do it. Don't you do it." And I'm just like, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it." At one point, we crossed this intersection, and one of my friends, it's a small town. One of my friends is like beeping the horn, trying to get our attention. I'm just like, "Not tonight, not tonight."
Daddy's gotta go.
So as we're crossing this intersection, I was like, "I pooped."
Just like that.
My friend's like, "No, you didn't." And I did the whole wafting thing. He's like, "Oh, you pooped your pants."
You wafted your poop back?
Was it was it just like the floodgates opened, or was it just like a little turd came out?
Oh no, it was destroyed.
You wafted
You were
poop
you in
at
a
him?
suit?
He wouldn't even let me go into his house to clean up.
Were you in a suit?
No, I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh, I thought you said it was like a prom thing.
No, before prom.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
like time frame wise, so you can see my maturity at this point. And
Very
I hadn't-
mature.
And I hadn't touched alcohol at this point in my life. No, right? Didn't
Probably drink some butt wipers. That's why you pooped your pants.
Yeah. He's like, "Dude, you're not coming to my house." I was like, "Come on, man, I need to clean up."
I've heard of people
That's not a
wafting.
true friend.
I've heard of people wafting a fart before, but I've never heard of somebody wafting their shit.
Here's my poo pants.
You don't believe me? Smell the shit.
And so he made me. Luckily I had paper towels in my Jeep, and I was in front of his house. He actually made me park away from his house.
Oh, God.
And I was like, I just left a mess of my used toilet paper or paper towel and underwear that were just non-salvageable at that point in front of his house. I think his dad asked him about it later. He's like, "Why is there a mess in front of our house?"
You just gave me an idea. That's a great idea for a
Like a
bounty.
raccoon got into our trash last night.
That's a great idea for a bounty commercial. Bounty, you can even use it if you shit your pants.
Don't let your friends leave a mess in your yard.
Use bounty.
Quicker, cleaner, picker upper.
The quicker picker upper. The quicker ship picker upper.
That's fucking funny, man.
Yeah, 18 years old.
Ah.
I haven't done it since.
Luckily for me, my shitting my pants story ends at me being, I think, 10 years old. So I don't know.
You don't have any adult poop your pants
I have no.
stories?
I guess I have good sphincter control, unlike my
Yes, you do.
colleagues here.
Dang, I'm not so fortunate.
So, what's your story?
Well, my story is there's a Mexican restaurant in Beaufort here.
No good story starts. Any good shitting your pants story will probably start with Mexican restaurant.
So, La Hacienda is the name of it. Have you ever been there?
Lost.
like-
Oh yeah, it's like down Rebel, right? No, not Rebel. Yeah, Rebel.
It's where Massage Envy
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So it's in that little strip mall there. So it was
Okay.
somebody's going away party for the Navy, and we were like, oh, let's go out to dinner at La Hacienda. So we go there, and I didn't really know what the menu was. Their menu was really weird, so I just ordered a random thing. I was like, whatever, I'll just pick something. I'm not really that picky, so I thought I'd like it. It shows up, it's like a plate of like molten lava. Like it's dark red sauce mixed with meat. And I looked at it, I was like, oh man, this does not look good. I was like,
But was it good?
it was alright.
Was it meant to be like it was spicy or?
It was
No.
really spicy. And I was so hungry I just decided I'd eat it. So I ate it, and like 20 minutes later, like we're having really good conversation within the group, so I didn't want to leave.
Always.
But my stomach started hurting, and I didn't want to use the bathrooms there because like some of these restaurants, their bathrooms are gross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So I was like, good conversation. I'm gonna stick around for a little bit till I can't handle it anymore. About 10 minutes go by, and I'm like, oh guys, I gotta go.
You made the announcement, the official
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
I was like, guys, I gotta go. Go home.
No one ever wants to admit why they have to go, but
So the barracks are like maybe 15 minutes from there, and so I'm on the road, and
oh,
there's
you
like,
have to go through the gate.
yeah,
You're adding time.
there's a
This
lot
is
of time between me
the
getting back
determining
to my
factors.
toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would have left earlier.
I passed like maybe 3 gas stations on the way there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it. I'm going over Paris Island Bridge, and I was like, oh gosh, oh, I'm not gonna make it. I get halfway over the bridge, just boom, crap my pants, like
Oh.
filled up my pants within 0.5 seconds, just shoom, filled.
You became positively buoyant at that point.
Yeah, it was like it was instant. Filled.
That's disgusting.
It went
man.
up my back.
Oh, you had a blowout?
Oh,
You had a
dude.
blowout?
It was like
no.
pure like mush pie. Like it was disgusting.
That's why you sold your car.
It was disgusting. Yeah, it was on my seats. It was on my back of my seats.
Ah.
Dude, so I'm driving back to the barracks at this point, and I'm just like so disappointed with myself. I'm just driving like, oh man, this sucks.
Stay focused.
Stay on the road.
Oh, I mean, I can
Imagine if you got pulled over.
Yeah, that would have been a
You would have
story.
hoped that cop was just like,
He probably would have let you go.
I got you.
So I get almost to the barracks, and I'm like, well, it's probably 9:30. I'm like, people are still gonna be up at the barracks. Maybe someone's gonna walk into me when I'm walking in. I can't walk in there hobbling,
Yeah,
with my legs open.
in the parking lot.
Well, that's the thing. I stopped at the skate park across the street from the hospital. There's a porta potty there, and I threw my underwear away. They were filled, like just filled. With
In like the toilet?
in the porta potty.
Oh
yeah.
my
In
god.
the blue
And-
water.
I had to wipe my legs. My legs were covered in it all the way down to my socks. I had to wipe all that. I literally cleaned off my whole self. It was
Did
disgusting.
you have baby wipes?
No, just whatever was in the porta potty.
Rookie mistake.
But I will post a picture right here, showing you the picture of my afterwards pants. They're good.
I don't know if we're
They're
gonna let you
good.
do that, but we'll see.
That may
Yeah.
change
The
this video
viewers
from-
want to see it.
I'm sure they
They
don't.
want to see it.
I can actually probably speak for all of them. They probably don't want to see that.
Uh,
speaking
bad
of
weather.
Speaking of 2020, we always have been talking about how crappy 2020 has been. Speaking of crap,
Here it is.
we all know that we can just add fuel to the fire. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen. So normally, I guess a hurricane season is like 9 to 12 named storms, and that's like a normal hurricane season. If 2020 wasn't bad enough, apparently there is going to be like anywhere from 19 to 25 different named storms during the year, right?
Yes.
Could you imagine, like, 2020 will be the year that we go past the letter Z in the alphabet?
It would be. Of course it would be.
That's a good question.
Or
I
do we
mean,
start naming them like Elon Musk names children?
I don't know. All I know is that I can't. I mean, I kind of have like some sort of I wouldn't call it PTSD, but I have had like back in 2018 when Hurricane Florence hit. Obviously, if anyone here is from South Carolina, and you know it didn't really hit there that bad, but we had to evacuate. Remember, we still had to evacuate. I think we got like a week off, but I had to leave a week early because my family is still living up in North Carolina, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I got to make sure I get up there and get my wife out of there. So the Navy gave us like funds to, you know, they authorized us funds to get like a hotel. And my wife and I went up to Asheville. It was actually a really nice hotel. They were giving a discount during the week because they knew people were going away from the storm. So it was like really cheap. Fast forward, because my wife lived in North Carolina and that's where my house is, South Carolina didn't get hit that bad. So they were like, okay, the evacuation's over. You need to be back. So I'm freaking out because, you know, I have nowhere to take my wife. At the time I was living in the barracks. You know, so I didn't have anywhere to take her. So, long story short, I couldn't stay. I wasn't doing well financially at the time, so I couldn't stay at the hotel. On the weekends, they increased the prices. So my wife and I, we're like, okay, we're looking on our phones, like doing the classic, looking at Facebook and seeing what people are saying, and people are like, yeah, you can go back into Jacksonville, North Carolina, like it's easy. The roads are all clear. So I'm like, you know what, we're gonna take it. So we're cautious. We pack up the car. I got my wife and the 2 dogs in the car. And we start heading back down to Jacksonville from Asheville. And we're stopping like every 30 minutes, making sure the tank is filled up. About an hour and a half away, it just starts pouring. Like, it's like, I'm like, oh my God, are we still in the hurricane? And we hear on the radio that the hurricane stalled out over North Carolina, and it's like going at like 2 miles per hour and like just dumping water. So my GPS keeps taking us down these roads, and we get to the end of the road, and the Neuse River had crested, which is the river that runs like all around the highways and it takes you into Onslow County. So like every time we get to the end of the road, we'd be like 45 minutes away from our house, and the whole it's like a river. Like there's houses with like water up to the roof. So my wife and I are like freaking out, and eventually we're like, we don't want to get stuck on one of these roads. And then because as we were going into roads, some of them were starting to flood again. So it's like we don't want to get stuck in between. So we finally head back. We're heading back, and we finally see these emergency vehicles going through. And I'm like, well, I'm thinking I'm going to follow the emergency vehicles because they probably know where they're going. So I get behind these emergency vehicles, and again, it starts to freaking pour even harder. So we get like 5 seconds outside of it, and I guess there's this little dip down, and there's just a river flowing through it. Like, I'm like, we cannot be this close to like safety and not go through. So I see the big old semi trucks, like the emergency vehicles, they're going through, and I'm like, so I see that they're causing like this little wake, right? And this Mustang was in front of me, and he wasn't going. So I like took my opportunity, and I got like bumper to bumper with this truck. And I'm talking, the water's like up to the side of my window. That's how deep it was. And I'm like kissing this bumper, like, and my wife and I are just sitting there like shaking. And we finally and I'm talking, it's probably like 15, 20 yards of water. So it's pretty, it doesn't seem like that much, but when you're driving it, it's scary.
Oh, yeah.
And so we get into Burgaw, and it's hard to explain the town, but it's literally just a 4-way stop, and you can go left, and you're making it towards my house. I finally like making it into Burgaw. I turn left on that road, and I see this semi truck down the road, and it's up, like the water is up to like the top of the semi truck. So I just back it up, and we end up staying under a gas station awning at Walmart. So that whole night we kept getting like tornado warning, flood warning, tornado warning, flood warning. So I'm like thinking about my wife, and we're like, we don't want to be stuck under a gas station awning if this is going to happen. So we head on. We look up where the closest emergency operations center is, and it happened. Or we look up a shelter first, and we tried to get to it, but we couldn't. So then we looked up emergency operations center, and we found out that they were taking like 5 tons around and picking people up to like evacuate them, and it was at like this local middle school. So I parked my car at the EOC. I walked in. They took me and my dogs into this like shelter. It was like the most disgusting. Like, we got in there, and they were like, they asked us if I was military for some weird reason. I said yes, and they gave us like a blanket and sat us next to like an overflowing bathroom, and we just slept on the floor. So my wife, I remember my wife and I were like just huddled together, all like terrified people, and that's like, I can't believe we made it through that, blah blah blah. So the next day we were like, we're not staying here again. The whole school's like an island now. It's like completely surrounded by water. You couldn't get out, but cars were still making it through. So these people that had been at the shelter like a week before the storm even hit, we asked them, hey, can we get a ride to my car? Because if we can get you, I'll pay you like $20. And they're like, yeah, sure. So we actually do get through the water, and we get back to my car. And we decided to go back to the gas station awning because at this point the storm's kind of passed, so it's not raining anymore. So like we'll just wait out here, and basically everything around Burgal was like completely flooded. You could not get back anywhere into Jacksonville. We stayed there for another day. We actually met like an older couple that we stayed with, and then eventually on like the end of day 3, we're like, we can't stay here anymore. We passed a state trooper and we're like, hey, we weren't here before. How did you get into town? He's like, oh, you got to go all the way up to Goldsboro and go around. So it's like an hour north. And keep in mind, I only have like 3 gallons of gas in my tank. So we're just taking a chance. We're driving down these back roads, and then by chance we happen to see this gas station, and no place has gas, like ever. But we happen to find this gas station in the middle of nowhere that's got like a line of like 50 cars. But when we get there, they opened up another pump, and me and the older couple, we're the first people in line, so we got gas, and basically, long story short, we made it home. Now we don't understand, like the storm was so bad, we thought our house was gonna be like flooded or broken or something like that. We get there and there's like 6 shingles missing. The lights are on. We get in the house, like the power's still working. So it went from like really crappy to actually kind of like, we had our house still there and everything was fine, and the power was on. So that's my like survival story from the hurricane.
It's
So
a real good feel-good story.
yeah, I know it's a long story, but it felt good to get back and know that our power was still there and everything was fine. So.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that.
I know that was a long story, but I tried to make it quicker.
I got a survival story that's actually pretty crazy. This is a wild story. It's kind of long like yours, but I'll try
go
to
ahead.
make it as short as possible. So every year for like 4 years, I used to go down to Tennessee and go on a crappie fishing trip. There was probably like 10 of us that would go down
Crappie?
there. Crappie. You don't know what crappie is?
No.
It's like a mix between like a bluegill.
Oh, it's a type of
and a
fish.
bass,
Oh, very well.
but it's like white and green. It's like fish. So we go on a crappie fishing trip, and the part of Tennessee that this was at never got snow ever, and I think it was like late fall that we would go, and we stayed there for 7 days, and on the 7th day we were like, okay, we gotta go back. So right before I left for Tennessee, I changed my brake pads at my house in Indiana, and there's like a little pin on the brake pads. So I changed the brake pads, put the pin back in. I'm driving down the highway after a snowstorm, and it like melted and froze again. So there was like potholes everywhere. Like we were driving like,
Frost heaves, yeah.
oh, it was terrible.
I'm from Florida. I have no idea what those are.
We can go literally like 10 miles an hour because the whole entire
Yeah.
interstate was just. There was hundreds of cars in the ditch. Hundreds. Like RVs, ambulances, fire trucks. Everybody was in the ditch.
You hate to see it.
It was insane. So after about 4.5 hours of going about 10, 15 miles an hour down this interstate with crazy, crazy potholes, the little pin that I mentioned earlier popped off with my brake pads because I put it in backwards. It goes on this way. I
You
put it
hate to
on
see it.
this way.
Oh.
And did you feel it like the Princess and the Pea? So I don't know how'd you know
Well, later on I
it
found
came
out.
up? Okay.
But the pin popped off. When that pin pops off, apparently it's got some type of like electronic sensor that controls your steering. So I was stuck in the interstate with 4 hours of traffic behind me, and I couldn't move. I could hit the gas, but I couldn't steer.
You're the most hated person at the moment.
Oh, people were so mad, slamming on the horn, yelling at me, cussing at me. And I'm like, I can't move, I can't move. I'm yelling out my window. Eventually, I gassed it and braked it hard enough to where I was able to like maneuver and slide to the curb. So I get over to the curb, and my friend's with me, and he has lupus.
Ooh.
So, and then it's a blizzard out right now.
So he's freezing.
It's
not a good combination.
Oh, it's terrible, terrible blizzard.
He would have rather you shit your pants.
Yeah. So we're like 8 hours away from home at this point, somewhere way down south in Illinois or something. And we get to the side of the road, and I'm like, dude, what are we going to do? There's literally hundreds of cars behind us in the ditch. We are not going to be like taking off this road for a long, long time. So we had all of our warm clothes with us, so we put all of our warm clothes on. I put my waders on, and there was a field next to us in the interstate. So we're like, let's just go and see what we could find. Like, let's go to the nearest town and see what we could find. So we leave the car walk across this field. It's like almost zero visibility. Like you can't see. It's just snow.
It was like
so hard.
actively snowing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we walk probably maybe a mile and a half through this field. We get to a tiny like 1-lane country road, and we're walking down this road for like 15 minutes, and a truck comes down, and she stops, and she's like, "Hey, you guys need help?" We're like, "Yeah, we broke down on the interstate over there. We're just trying to find the nearest town." And she's like, "Oh, the nearest town is like 15 miles from here." We're like, "Can we have a ride?" Like we would have walked 15 miles if we wouldn't have found this lady. So she was kind of weary because it was 2 ladies. They were like picking up these random strangers. So we rode in the bed of the truck to the nearest town. We go to the nearest hotel, booked. Other hotel, booked. All of them were booked. So then eventually the tow truck company calls me like, "Hey, we have your car over here on the interstate. What do you want us to do with it?" And they're like, "We'll tow it to the nearest tow place if you want." So they towed it there. We called them, and they said that we can come there and stay there since there's no open hotel rooms. So we went
Like
to
where like they had like rooms there?
No, they just had like a lobby.
In between the air fresheners and the spinning rims.
Yeah, they were super nice though.
That's
so
very nice.
we went there because there was nowhere else to go. They made us a ham. They made us mashed potatoes. All this food.
All out of a...
Well,
That's
they brought
that
it from
country
their house.
living.
They brought it from their house.
That's that
Oh,
country
okay.
living right
Yeah,
there.
They were nice. So we're there hanging out, and then my friend calls his dad to come pick us up. 6, 7, 8 hours away. And he's like, it was probably 9 o'clock at night at this point, maybe 8. His dad's like, "Oh, I'll be right there." His dad is hardcore, like biker, Harley Davidson, Jack Daniels, crazy dude. And
So he was drinking on a motorcycle on his way?
probably no. He shows up at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "You guys ready to go? Let's go. Come on, we don't got a lot of time. Let's go." We take all our stuff, put it in his car. We start driving, and he wasn't using GPS on his phone. This was kind of a little bit before that
This
time.
man doesn't sound like he needs GPS.
He doesn't.
He's a man of the road.
Yeah.
Mind you, he shows up smelling like alcohol to the max. Like I was like,
Look at
this
that
dude is
foreshadowing.
pissed drunk.
My damn kid. It's all pissed off.
in the middle of drinking when he called.
He's pissed drunk right now.
Well,
So-
I mean, you got to commend him making it 7 hours.
Oh,
Not getting
yeah.
pulled over, causing... Well, he might have caused an accident.
Sounds like a functional
Drink
alcoholic.
probably
to
all
me.
the way there.
I mean, yeah.
So we get in the car.
Not that we condone that.
We start going down more back roads. Like he didn't take the highway. He just got on some more back roads in the middle of Illinois.
Oh, that's how we avoided the cops. Okay.
Terrible idea. So we're going down this back road.
Still snowing?
Still snowing. The snow is probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep.
Well, that's
On the road too?
Yes.
That's a good snow.
No plows, nothing out. And we're in a Ford Mercury, I think it was. A Ford Mercury. So we're going so fast down this country road. We're probably going 80 miles an hour, and the car's just weaving. Like we're in the snow. I don't know if you've ever been in the snow, but like it'll like
Not like
ski back
that.
and forth.
He probably saw perfectly straight because the car was wobbling and he was
Dude,
hammered.
When you're going so fast in the snow that your car will start to like go
Yeah.
like this. So we're going so fast. Eventually the snow gets so deep. I'm in the back seat, literally just like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. My life is over right now. The snow gets so deep that it just comes to a halt. The car cannot get through the snow anymore.
That's best case scenario.
And then he starts reverse, forward,
Oh,
reverse,
the
forward,
mistake.
back and forth, back
Can't
and
do
forth.
that. You can't rock in the snow.
No,
Yeah,
back
it's-
and forth.
Digs himself deeper off.
Car catches on fire.
Oh, did not see that
Instant.
coming.
Boom!
What?
Flames
Hey, at least-
shoot out of
At
the.
least you guys were warm.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of nowhere. There is
Perfect.
there is nothing around.
No
for
houses,
miles,
nothing.
Nothing. The car is on fire. I'm pulling my stuff out of the car. My friend's pulling his stuff out. His dad is pulling his few things out.
His bottle.
Yeah, his bottle of Jack. We're standing on the side of the road just watching the car burn in flames.
Oh.
When did you
Like-
start singing Kumbaya?
Like maybe 5 minutes later, a fire truck showed up.
Wow.
So somebody's seen the fire.
The story is very biblical.
Yeah. So the fire truck shows up, and they put the car fire out. We get on the fire truck. They take us back to the fire station, and we slept at the fire station that night.
Wow.
And his dad's friend shows up the next morning to pick us up and take us home. But he was so drunk that we crashed. No, I'm just kidding.
So what happened to your car?
Like a week later, I had to go pick it up.
Ooh. Did they fix it too?
They fixed it. I picked it up. Yeah, dude. It was crazy, man.
I'm like trying to like picture that in my head, just like you're like, oh man, we're stuck, and then it's like bursts into flames.
It's like one thing after another after another. I could not believe that happened.
All for some crappy fish, huh?
Yeah.
I thought they were called crocs.
All for a crock of shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy how, you know, you go through life and have these things happen, and they always make great stories, especially if obviously you live to tell them, you know?
Yeah.
That could have been really bad, man. You know, I mean, I'm from Florida, so we complain about like the rain and hurricanes. I never want to be stuck in like a snowstorm or something like that.
No, you've never even really dealt with snow, have you?
Just I've seen snow, but not like that. I mean, I've been to like Lake Tahoe, where that's the first place I saw snow. But
it's a good place to see snow for the first time.
Yeah.
What's this?
This brings us to Explain That Picture. This is where Dan and Matt get a chance to explain these pictures.
This is
a sword or some sort.
Oh, tattoo on Brock Lesnar's back.
That's exactly what this is. Nope.
What a man.
Just wait.
Okay.
It's you looking at the inside of a vagina.
Action.
All right.
That's nerdy me.
Explain this picture.
Disney or
No, it's Looney Tunes. Right?
no? Yeah, but is it Looney Tunes? Disney?
Universal.
Oh, look at that guy in his nice Hawaiian.
Hey man, that's I'm telling you, I was an ugly duckling.
Oh yeah.
Hey man.
So,
What is this?
Christmas 2000, maybe 12. I had it from pajama day in high school.
Look at how fit you were,
Yeah,
bro.
I know, that's-
You're actually that's a better picture than mine.
I'm actually proud of this. Ladies, I still own that.
Look at those elf ears.
The best part about that, you know where I bought that onesie?
What is
The maternity section.
Oh, so he doesn't put a picture of himself, it's just us.
Yeah,
Couldn't
that's what
find
he
any of
does.
myself.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my friends, we were all a little too big for the kids section at Target, so we went into the maternity section and bought one.
Oh, you bought that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Still have it.
I love how you have the
Mom
same.
bought that for you.
You have the same facial expression that you always have. That's never
That
hasn't
hasn't
changed.
changed.
I have no true explanation for that picture you just said. I mean, no comment.
The funniest thing is you couldn't see it in the clip, but you had like dad New Balances on.
Oh yeah, I was getting prepared to be a dad. You know, at that age. I don't even know how old I was in that picture.
The outfit seemed year appropriate. I'd probably go early 2000s.
Yeah, probably.
That seemed
Probably
like
like
I think we all had
2006.
that outfit for a vacation.
Absolutely.
Those Hawaiian swim trunks were totally in style.
I guarantee you, even Bugs Bunny there was like, look at this fucking nerd.
He's like, get this fucking nerd away from me.
Take fucking pictures all goddamn day.
Thought he was doing a Make-A-Wish for a second.
That's a little too far.
Oh,
No, I'm just playing. That's not fair. So now we got to do the opposite to Brandon on
Oh.
his fucking picture.
That's why you kept saying things about
Yeah.
you were digging. Oh,
Taking the hole today.
This dude's going full stage 5 clinger stalker mode and texting our family members and shit.
Yeah, I will dig.
Yeah.
I will dig for next episode.
Go ahead. Do it.
I might.
Yeah, but he's the editor, so you have to
kinda
get him to put it
lazy.
into the.
I'll bring my own laptop. Explain
Jesus Christ.
this.
Just so you know, that was not staged whatsoever. We both had no idea that he was putting this picture stuff. As you can see from my clear embarrassment, and I've been sweating this whole time, but.
The person I got that from said he'd be so happy that I put that.
Was it Ashley?
I don't know.
Someone named Ashley?
I don't know.
Was it my
I
wife?
said that it was your least favorite picture of yourself, so I was like, ooh, that's my favorite. Because I got multiple ones of you.
I wouldn't say it's my least favorite. I thought it was funny.
I got multiple pictures, but I chose that one.
Oh, well, after this, you could show me the rest of them. I'd love to see them.
And yours were hard to find.
Well, I do keep a tight key.
Do you think that's bad? I wish I could show you my MySpace.
I tried to find you guys
Yes.
both on MySpace.
I doubt that you could find it. I mean, I think after a while, they probably delete
I think
them.
they're private now.
Oh, I'll find. I doubt they're private.
I tried to find you on MySpace. You didn't show up unless your name's O. Sullivan. Daniel
nope.
O'Sullivan.
It's just.
Was there a
They should
Matthew
be
Leeds
there.
on there?
I don't think so.
MySpace was the shit, man. That's way better than
MySpace was
Facebook.
way
You could like learn how to program, put like. I remember I had these freaking. stupid ass little things like the Matrix numbers falling down on my fucking
Nice.
thing, and
In my profile, dude.
yeah, yep.
You go and you copy the code, and then you paste it wherever you
Yep.
wanted it to change at.
It taught you how to hate some of your friends and show them that they're not as good as your other friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, I saw you put me down from number 1. Now I'm number 3.
Oh, that was the worst.
You were like, no man, it's not that. It's my uncle. He
You gotta keep family first.
That was the worst.
Yeah.
Because you be their number one friend for a while, then all of a sudden they change it. You're like,
You get a new girlfriend
Damn, what'd I
that you
do?
see for 2 weeks in school.
Did
I gotta make
that
number 1.
did that picture you just saw indicate that I had any girlfriends in high school?
you probably had all the girlfriends.
Oh yeah, dude, they love that hair and
All the
glasses.
girls.
Yeah, but when you have a photo like that, you blossom. There's
No.
no other way to go.
Hey, man, I believe
you
I'm a
have
little-
to blossom.
It's the ugly duckling.
Well, you hope you have to blossom at that point.
You looked so good in that picture. Though.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you thought so. I don't know what that smell was.
So, Dan, the man, explain to us the COVID and the sport situation nowadays.
Oh, you're referring to the bubble sports.
The bubble sports, yes, exactly.
Haven't heard of that one.
No, you haven't?
No.
The bubble sports. I mean, you guys haven't been. You guys watch usual sports or normal sports?
NFL.
Occasional
Well, that
MLB
hasn't
game.
happened yet. Okay, well, the NBA's happening. Are you a Bulls fan or a Pacers fan?
Bulls.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, where I'm from is like closer
Yeah,
to
to
Chicago than Indianapolis.
So bubble sports. Have you guys been watching the playoffs? You know, what? I don't even want to talk about the playoffs. I want to talk about baseball, which is not really a bubble sport, right?
Okay.
I like baseball.
Last night, a member of the Padres, they were up 10-4 or 10-3 or something. Bases chucked. Guy has a 3-0 count, and for those not into sports, that's 3 balls, no strikes. Guy throws a meatball down the middle. Guess what happens?
Home run.
He turns on that and crushes it. And now the whole MLB is up in arms. Oh, he broke an unwritten rule. You're not supposed to hit a grand slam that far up. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were supposed to win.
That's a rule?
I mean, I stopped playing baseball at 12 because I usually just get hit by the pitches.
So wait, you're saying the
So,
pitcher threw like a crappy ball?
Not a crap. No. He threw a perfect strike fastball right down the pipe.
I've never heard that rule before.
No, neither have I. I mean, mainly because I never hit any dingers. So
I don't know anything about baseball.
I hit
so.
one home run.
There
It was
you
a
go.
grand slam.
But yeah, he went yard, and like both managers, his and the opposing teams, the Rangers, they were like, "What? Why would you swing on that? Like, why would it?" And I guess the player even apologized. Like, bruh, don't apologize.
He
He's not
apologized
looking
because he
for the
hit the ball.
walk. So they
He
look for the
apologized because
walk.
he destroyed the pitcher, and it's running up the score. I'm like, this isn't T-ball.
Yeah, this is the major league.
You know, you're not going to go home and get yelled at by your parents. You know,
I'm still a little confused. So they threw a really good ball. The
Yep.
guy, so it's like let it just strike out. Is what
When
they're
you
supposed to
have
be trying to
No,
say?
he's supposed to just
strikes, you're
take-
supposed to let that one go
Yeah.
by.
take the pitch. You're not supposed to think. I've always remembered, hey, don't swing on 3-0 because you're hoping he keeps up the streak and walks you. But he didn't, and he's a professional baseball player. So what does he do? He turns on. It's half a season. He's got to up his stats.
There's nobody in the crowd.
Yeah,
he's
he's
impressed.
He's
Is it
got
like
do
cardboard
this now.
cutouts and stuff they have there?
Yeah, I think that's what they're using.
The Japanese, as we saw, have little robots that go.
They would have been going nuts. They probably would have charged the field after this. But yeah, that happened last night or 2 nights ago. And,
I might actually look that up.
yeah.
Who's your favorite team?
I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm a
I like the
Boston
Red
sports
Sox.
fan.
I like
Yep.
the Red Sox.
What do you think
I'll
about
give you
Cam
that.
Newton?
I watched a video of him today. He was dancing, little unorthodox for a Patriots practice. I'm sure Bill was just sitting there biting his sandwich. If you guys are familiar with that picture, but he's like, "Oh, he better play. He better pay off." But I guess they're still having him. There's still a challenge like that. There's no number 1 QB, or Jarrett Stidham is still the number 1 QB.
Bill Belichick can probably coach anyone though. So
Yeah, that's.
It's up to me.
Well, I'm just hoping
couldn't
football
coach
happens
me.
at this
yeah,
point.
no one could because you're an idiot.
He looks good. He's gonna come out like a dog.
Did you see that someone edited? What's his name?
Oh,
Don't be a menace to society.
yeah, that was. I was like,
Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, right when I saw the original picture, I was like, ooh, that's not gonna survive the internet.
Oh Lord.
White Sox are doing good this year.
How are they?
So like where I'm from, White Sox and Cubs two Chicago teams. South Side White Sox, Northerners like the Cubs.
Like the Gallaghers.
So yeah, exactly. So since I'm from Northwest Indiana, I'm closer to the south side of this Chicago, so I like the Sox. But most people are from like the Cubs. So I'm always rooting for the Sox. The Cubs did really good a few years ago, and everyone jumped on the Cubs bandwagon. They were like, "Go Cubs, go Cubs!" But I always stuck with the Sox. Now they're doing good again, and they won the World Series. What year was it? 2008.
Yes, I believe
Yeah?
so.
Yeah.
Right after the Red Sox won 2007.
The Red Sox are a good team too. Though.
There's 6 and like 16 right now.
If I had to pick my
Yeah, I have no comment about baseball.
my third favorite team would be the Red Sox. It goes White Sox, Cubs.
See, I don't believe in having second and third and fourth favorite teams. You only root for
You
your
must
team.
be a communist.
My default is the Yankees because my dad's a Yankees fan. So
He's a what?
He's a Yankees fan, yeah.
Oh,
He's
that's
from
my least favorite team.
he's from New
Yeah,
York,
that's
so.
that's the one thing you can't
Don't bring your
have.
dad here.
Least favorite
My
team.
dad
Bring your
could
dad on
totally
this podcast.
My dad could totally beat your dad up.
Yeah, right. My dad could lift up a bus.
Oh my god.
I don't know my dad.
Probably lifts up a short bus, the one you were on, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. You guys want to talk about Warzone?
I don't play it that much, to be honest with you.
I played
I
too
played it
much,
for
to be honest with you.
only time I really play is with you guys.
And it's a great time.
Yeah.
You don't play it that
time.
often, do you?
I've never played Warzone.
No.
Yeah, you got
I've never played it.
It's free.
I watched
Yeah,
it today
it is.
though. To get up to speed with the Warzone, I watched it today. I watched Bobby Lee play with like four other guys.
Nice.
And it was pretty
Play with
entertaining.
Andrew Schultz.
No, he doesn't.
No, he plays with
Santino.
Oh yeah.
but just recently. He usually plays with
The Red
people
Rock.
that really like. I don't think they're that famous.
Have you
but-
seen Lil Dicky's show with Andrew Santino in it?
Great.
Have you seen it?
Great.
No.
It's called Dave. It's a
Yeah,
great
Dave.
show.
Is
I
it?
highly recommend it.
I seen
yeah.
one of his
For all
videos
the
today.
listeners out
Who,
there.
Lil Dicky?
Yeah, he did a video where he went to like random people's mansions and asked them if he
Saved-
What is he living in 2000? Was
Yeah.
it 16?
Is that
or
old?
15? Oh my god,
I was-
yeah.
I
That's
was
what
in
made
my-
him like big.
I was in Yokosuka when that song came out.
That's like 2015, I want to
15,
say.
I'm
16.
old. I'm old at the time.
You were really saving that money by not watching that, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a great. I mean, it's great. He really
Yeah.
did knock on people's like mansions and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's I like him. He's pretty good.
He hasn't really done much.
He hasn't
recently.
released an album in like a few years.
I think he's lyrical genius.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
can
He's
say
unique. He raps very in a
Yeah.
unique way. But I haven't played Warzone. I played Blackout, and Blackout was cool. But Warzone, from what I watched today, is completely different.
Yeah.
Like
I never played Blackout, but
there's like way different rules. Like I don't know about rules, but like different things that you can do. Like you can do kill streaks now. Apparently,
you can buy kill streaks.
buy kill streaks.
We've always been able to buy kill streaks, but
You could do like most wanted.
yeah.
There's like a most wanted
That's
thing.
actually new. That's
Yeah,
that
newish.
really
I've
new.
Season
seen
4.
that. Yeah. So
It's
it
fun.
looks cool, but
It's
whenever time I play,
frustrating.
yeah, it's frustrating for me. I haven't played it, but Blackout, everyone was so good that when I would play it, I would die like within 5 minutes.
I think Blackout's easy. Like it's easier. It feels more like user friendly. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's less of a learning curve. Like you just pick up a gun, you can shoot. Like in Warzone, you gotta like know where you gotta land and all. I don't know. Just to me, I didn't really get into Blackout, but Warzone, when it first came out, I played it a lot. But
this guy I was watching today was like, "Oh, thanks for that $75. Oh, thanks for that $50."
No, yeah.
I was like, "What?"
Wait.
People are just giving away their paychecks to these guys just
Yep.
playing video games.
Playing video.
Do you have a favorite streamer?
Of Warzone?
No, just in general.
It's the first time I've ever watched a stream is
I was gonna say,
today.
do you watch people playing video games?
Not really, but I watch highlight things that are funny,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Dr.
I'll watch-
Disrespect or something.
I'll watch Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
I'll watch him every day.
The
play
guy
video
the guy
games.
that does the voice for Ghost in the game he streams it. It's pretty funny. And he'll do like the voice to people.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It'd be pretty funny to like get killed and you like hear the guy talk to you.
That's probably my favorite part when you kill someone.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just catch
Fuck you!
that rage.
Yeah.
Like that. What was that text message you sent us the other day about your mom? Remember, or was that you?
It's like, what?
What the guy's like playing and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck your mom."
Oh, no, okay, yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah, it's a text message that's like, hey, you want to meet my new boyfriend? Sure, but I'm playing video games right now. He's like, hey, champ, how you doing? Not now, I'm busy. How about Blue Dragon 420? That's a name I haven't heard in years. Yeah, I told you I'd fuck your mom. Someone's worst nightmare. Someone actually does come and fuck their mom.
Yeah, that was funny meme.
Yeah, that I actually got sent. Multiple people sent me that.
I'm pretty sure kids, I hate to be the kids nowadays, but I'm pretty sure kids would not survive 2003, 2004 Modern Warfare lobbies. Like, those were the most disgusting, vulgar, horrifying things you could ever encounter in your whole entire life.
Oh yeah.
Not that it's any better now. But
It's, I think that you can get
it's a
banned
little
much
more
easier.
monitored. Yeah, it's a little more monitored.
Well, people talk differently in those type of like.
Oh, you hide behind your.
A lot of
thing.
racism, I would say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Until you get the SWAT team called on you.
Yeah.
But if that's illegal.
Antifa
now,
shows up to your house.
Yeah. You fascist.
The Black Sheep Podcast.